Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is 37 degrees, sunny, and perfect basketball weather live here in the Brick City in Newark, New Jersey. But that doesn't matter because we are in the Golden Dome Athletic Center where it is always perfect weather for basketball action. We are just minutes away from tip-off here in the Golden Dome Athletic Center in Newark, New Jersey, where we are going to bring you some New Jersey Athletic Conference action between the women's basketball teams of the visiting Stockton Ospreys and your Rutgers Scarlet Raiders, courtesy of Raider Vision. Raider Vision is sponsored by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, where we empower our members to get better together. As we are just minutes away, we're going to go over a little pregame summary brought to you by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, of course. And we're going to go start with the visiting Stockton Ospreys, who are riding a high wave of momentum coming into this matchup, recording their second New Jersey Athletic Conference victory over New Jersey City University by a score of 45-44 in overtime. Stockton tied the game on a clutch three-pointer courtesy of Emni Fati from Wildwood with 6 seconds left, and they ended up prevailing over NJCU by a score of 45-44 in overtime. And junior from Vineland, New Jersey, Skylar Folks, who led this Stockton team with a career high of 10 points and also 10 boards in that matchup and 6 in the last half, as she doubled down and really got to work there for the Ospreys. Freshman Iona Alexander, also from Winslow Township, also recorded a career high of 8 markers and 10 boards as well, helping the Ospreys reach their second victory in the NJAC. The lead did change about 6 times in the fourth quarter before Fati's timely three-pointer. It led to the game 36-36, and with 6 seconds on the clock, she tied that one up. Ospreys led by 4 or 3 more occasions. They led on a total of 4 occasions, and Folks scored 6 points, as well as Horace adding a 4-point lead late in overtime, and not much change in overtime as the Ospreys got the momentum early and ran away with it to earn their second victory. Now, some of the keys for Stockton today: they are 2-2 in the conference with an overall record of 5-4, and have a lot of momentum to ride in this matchup. Excuse me. Looking at their warm-ups, they were very, very relaxed, poised, very communicative with each other, showing that they are still riding that high momentum wave and looking to continue that here in this matchup against the Scarlet Raiders. As for Rutgers, it can't be said the same, unfortunately, as they are still 0-4 in their conference, searching for their first NJAC win in this season with a overall record of 3-9 in 9th place, whereas they're going against the 6th place NJAC team in the conference. As we go back to look at their latest game against William Patterson, they did not prevail over their NJAC rival in a midweek game. They did end up losing by a score of 77-41. Before we get into the recap of that game, they did have a lot of offensive struggles in that game, and it continues to be apparent with head coach Stacey Towson's program right now. But the good thing is that watching them warm-ups currently, they look very, very focused, confident, are communicating a lot, and most importantly, are sinking a lot of shots. So I'm expecting a very tough matchup here, and a very high-scoring one too, just about 6 minutes away from tip-off here. Recapping their last game, they traveled to William Patterson for the Wednesday night showdown, and William Patterson scored first with a layup in just the first 6 seconds to dominate the scoring from them. Under William Patterson's under William Patterson's break, they scored 4 times prior to that, almost dominating the Scarlet Raiders in their first couple minutes. And at the break, 7 different Raiders have scored, with Zoe Francis Buckley scoring 4 of her 5 points at the charity stripe, and Sine Brody with a perfect 2-for-2 run from the floor and 1-for-1 at the free throw line. So a lot of shots that are being made early in the couple minutes of the opening games, showing that they're showing that their offensive prowess is there, but again, the momentum kind of to tend downwards towards the game as it goes on. Rutgers Newark was led by scoring by Sine Brody, who finished 5 for 9 from the floor with a total of 12 points, and the Raiders shot at 30% from the floor as a team, whereas William Patterson had 4 players to finish with just 12 points apiece, and it was not their career high-scoring games, which shows how strong William Patterson's program is. But as a team bears itself to finish 80.8% from the free throw line, making 21 of 26 attempts, their offensive struggles continue as they continue to fall downhill towards the end of the games. But not to be worried with that, as the Rutgers Scarlet Raiders look very strong here in warm-ups. And Stacey Townsend, believe it or not choosing to speak or answer questions before pregame, is very regimented, is very confident in this game, and you could tell how tough she is on her players as well as her program, and you can really see how how serious she is about this game tonight. So a couple key players to watch in this matchup, as we are just about 4.5 minutes away from tip-off here in the Golden Dome Athletic Complex. Over for Rutgers, number 3, Arlene Medina. Of course, Arlene Medina is only one more rebound away from 100 in her career. So with one more board tonight, she will earn 100 career rebounds for the Scarlet Raiders. Arlene Medina, obviously 303 minutes this year, and has 213 points, leading the Scarlet Raiders in her career. Also 107 points on this season as their point leader. Tracy Yildiris coming in second for 95 points, and Zoe Francis Buckley, their star point guard, trailing at number 3 with 79 points. Again, second player to watch here, Tracy Yildiris, as we mentioned before, finding herself all over the stat sheet and team leaders in various stats, including free throw attempts, going 27 for 39, as well as boards, having 95 this season and leading the Scarlet Raiders and their defensive half. And the last player to watch, of course, point guard Zoe Francis Buckley, who is kind of the straw that stirs the drink here at Rutgers Newark, and can really make things happen with her ability to find open lanes, drive the paint, and sink buckets when she needs it. On the other hand, for the visiting Ospreys, a couple players to watch, obviously. If you have seen at number 11, Emne Fati, she is one star to really look out for, and be sure that the Raiders do not leave her unattended, because she can do damage for the Ospreys, and she already has, especially in the last game against NJCU, sinking a 3-point shot to send it to overtime. For Stockton, again, Emin Fati, the junior out of Wildwood, college sports communication academic all-district, as well as an NJAC all-academic team. She leads the Ospreys in points with 93, as well as field goals, throwing 35 for 88 and almost 400%, or .400% in that component. And she also leads in steals with 13 on the year, but also does lead in fouls with 31 personal fouls. So, and she has gotten into some foul trouble in past games. So if she can keep that foul trouble under control, the Ospreys are going to have a very dangerous scorer on their offensive side. Up next for the Stockton Ospreys to watch, number 12, Grace Spear. Grace Spear, the junior at Estelle Manor, New Jersey, who is a Florida Tech transfer who did some very good things for Florida Tech, including a double-double versus Tampa of last year, and is an NJAC Player of the Week in January of 2024, and a 2023-24 NJAC Player of the Week honorable mention. Sorry about that. Getting told from both ends here. Again, Grace Spear, a very strong player to watch out both offensively and defensively, as she trails second place in most categories on the Stockton team leaders in stats. She finds herself second in free throws. She finds herself third in three-pointers. Finds herself second in field goals. And, of course, second in points with 82 on the year. And assists with 46 as well. Last player to look out for Stockton would be number 14, Lauren Wynett, who also finds herself with Fati and Spear on the stat sheet. Wynett has the most boards with 51 boards on the season. She also finds herself with the most rebounds, or excuse me, not the most rebounds. She finds herself with the most free throws made with a 21 for 37 rate, and continues to find that confidence here at Rutgers Newark. We're just 10 seconds away from live action here with the Scarlet Raiders. The women's basketball New Jersey Athletic Conference matchup is just seconds away. There's the buzzer, and we will begin shortly between the visiting Stockton Ospreys and Rutgers University Scarlet Raiders. A couple keys to the game for both teams. We happen to speak with head coach Devin Jefferson of the Stockton Ospreys, and a very, very close one here. Devin Jefferson, believe it or not, was the teammate of Rutgers Scarlet Raiders head coach. She was the teammate of Stacey Townsend at Seton Hall for 3 years, as they both did extremely well and had great careers at Seton Hall. As we let the national anthem commence, we will continue with the keys to the game. Speaking to Devin Jefferson of the Stockton Ospreys, we asked her, what do you believe are the keys to your team winning tonight? And she said, surprisingly, they're not too focused on winning. They're focusing on what they need to do right and what they need to correct in order to be a successful, thriving team. They focus on playing hard, defending really well, and stealing the ball from teams, especially when they're on the road. They want to make sure that they continue their success on rebounds, and that they can control what they can control. If they do that, she said that they have a strong chance to come out of here with their third NJAC victory. We also asked her, how would you classify your team? Offensively, defensively minded, more shooters, more gritty. She said, we're still trying to figure it out. She said a lot of these players aren't exactly new, but playing with each other is new in very, very different kinds of places. And they're focusing on their culture and their accountability with keeping that level of competitiveness to a maximum. So again, they're still trying to figure out where they sit as a team. And we also asked her what has gone well and what has not gone well in practice prep this week. She said their confidence needs work, and when you come off of a overtime victory in the NJAC, there's a lot to be happy for, and you could tell with their body language here that they are extremely, extremely happy. They are very confident, and you can tell they are getting their handshakes done. They are feeling it today as they go into this game with a lot of confidence. And Devin Jefferson also said that she wants to keep this charisma and keep this confidence going and make sure that they stay intact with what's going on. In terms of the Rutgers side, keys to the game, we couldn't find out from head coach Stacey Townsend, being that she chose not to participate in the pregame questionnaire. However, that shows a lot of how much focus, confidence, and really overall seriousness that they have going into this matchup. So I'm excited to see both really strong teams with a really strong mindset have at it for 4 quarters today. What I can say, though, from my own watchings is that their intensity is here in their warm-ups. They look very, very confident. They look very sharp, sinking a lot of buckets, and they were under a strict program from Stacey Townsend, and they look really strong here today. Searching for their first win in the NJAC still. They need to do a lot, as well as limiting the turnovers, continue to show that offensive prowess, and the strongest one of them all is keeping that offensive prowess active late in games in quarters 3 and 4. Tracy Elderis again, one of their best scorers and rebounders here on this roster. And that does it for warm-ups, and we are just seconds away from tip-off here at the Golden Dome Athletic Center. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Golden Dome Athletic Center in Newark, New Jersey, where we are just seconds away from tip-off from New Jersey Athletic Women's Basketball Conference between the visiting Stockton Ospreys and your Rutgers Scarlet Raiders, courtesy of Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, right here on Raider Vision. And don't forget, folks, don't click away after this game, as we have another matchup between Stockton and Rutgers Newark, where it is the men's basketball team who take on who takes on Stockton as well at 6 p.m. sharp. Don't miss tip-off. As the buzzer rings, the players disperse from their huddles, and we are going to be taking the court shortly right here in Brick City. That does it about for pregame, and we are ready for some women's basketball New Jersey Athletic Conference action. The Scarlet Raiders, the Ospreys, two teams looking to make an impact. Ilderis is going to be taking the tip, aside from Skylar Folks, and we are off here in Newark, New Jersey. Stockton wins the possession, and the ball is going to be held first by Imni Fati, one of the Stockton Ospreys' top scorers and most impactful players. She's guarded heavily, drives the paint, loses control, but Stockton regains it. The ball is going to be turned on over to the Scarlet Raiders, as Stockton early looks a little flustered here by the sharp defense of the Scarlet Raiders. Throwing it in is going to be Arlene Medina, and will take it back to herself, dishing it up to Valentina Barrios-Quintero. Valentina Barrios-Quintero, 5'4" freshman out of Manville, New Jersey, makes one of her first starts of the season, as she was recently not medically cleared, as she finds her way into the lineup today. Emin Fati dishes it in the paint. It's going to replace here. As the two-pointer goes in for Stockton. That is Katie Roush, who gets her first 2 points of the game. 5'7" sophomore out of South Brunswick, New Jersey, and a Rowan transfer, believe it or not, who is also playing strong defense along Fati here. Abdus Salam, the 18-footer, doesn't go. And Stockton will retrieve possession as Fati passes over midcourt. He's going to drive towards the outside, finds Roush on a giveaway. And Roush finds Jamiliana Horace. 2 points, no good. Roush, the 20-footer, just a bit too much mustard on that one. And the ball is hurled in by Medina, who will take it up for the Raiders. Medina's pass couldn't quite make the mark, and I believe that is Horace who got, or excuse me, that is Wachuka who got caught up. And that's going to be a foul on the Scarlet Raiders. Stacey Towson not a fan of the call. Nonetheless, possession is transferred over to the Ospreys. Emin Fati, if you want to say something about points, she knows it. She leads the team for the Ospreys with points, with 93 this season, and looks to head on to it. Under the basket to try, can't find a way. It is taken by Ilderis as she finds Medina and finds Quintero on the left-hand side. Quintero met with some strong defense by both Wachuka and Horace, and it is stolen away by the Ospreys. Skylar Falks, the junior out of Vineland, had a fast break, couldn't find the basket. Ball is fondled out of bounds. It'll be thrown in here to Katie Roush. Roush finds finds Fati. Back to Roush. Roush surveys her options, dishes over to Wachuka. Wachuka one-arms it up. Can't quite make the mark and is taken away from a steal. Abdus Salam finds Medina. Medina, the 18-footer, off the rim and out. And the ball is tipped out of bounds, given over to possession to Stockton. Strong quarter here by Rutgers Newark here with some defense, showing that their strong defense is working. And so far this matchup is going in favor of Devin Jefferson and not Stacey Townsend, the two former Seton Hall women's basketball teammates who always enjoy playing each other. Katie Roush went up for a 2-point attempt and is fouled by Arlene Medina for her first personal foul in this matchup. That brings Medina's Arlene Medina. That's going to make her first personal foul for today, bringing her foul total up to 26 on the year as Katie Roush can't find basket number 1 and will have one more shot at the free throw line. Katie Roush 10 for 14 now on the season for free throws, and now makes that 10 for 15. Usually confident shooter from the free throw line, but could be having an off day. But not to worry as they take possession, and Stockton with a three-point attempt is going to be called for a foul here. It's going to be on Stockton's number 42 on Danielle Jeffries. Jeffries, a defensive-minded center. The 5'5" senior out of Sicklerville, New Jersey. Only 5 points on the year. But then again, she has 2 for 6 in the field goal range. Ball is taken by Zoe Francis Buckley, where she finds herself giving it over to Abdus Salam, who is called for a travel. And now possession turned on over again as the Ospreys just past midcourt as Emin Fati bounce passes back to Jamiliana Horace, and Horace finds Roush. Roush gives it back to Jeffries, and Jeffries finds Horace. Horace is strongly guarded by Francis Buckley in the defense. It is taken away by Tracy Alderis. Great ball movement here by Rutgers as they might have a fast break. Buckley up for it, can't find it. And the ball is taken away by Fati, who is driving quickly down the paint. Goes up for 2, throws it up. Can't connect on the basket. Some quick action here in the first quarter here by both teams, having fast breaks and good steals as well as good ball movement. So maybe I was quite wrong in the pregame, thinking this might be a high-scoring game. It looks like it's going to be a defensively minded game here with lots of steals, and strong defense is going to play a crucial part in who is going to victor over tonight. Roush picks the ball up the floor, gives it to Fati. Fati back on over to Fowlks. Fowlks is knocked down and met by Tracy Ilderis. As head coach Devin Jefferson looking for a foul on Tracy Ilderis. And will not get the call. Renee Houston-Allen enters the game for the Scarlet Raiders, and Houston-Allen finally making it into the game today and also plays a strong role in this Scarlet Raiders offense. 5'6" senior out of Brockton, Massachusetts. Believe it or not, she idolizes Kobe Bryant and can play the drums and steel pan. And that's right, she's a very musically talented and inquisitive person. And Zoe Francis Buckley makes a nice move, goes up, but can't go back in. Hilderis with the follow-up attempt, could not connect. Ball is taken quickly back here by Stockton. Katie Roush as Arlene Medina finds it. And turn possession. 14-footer. Can't go. As Hilderis. Follow-up. No good. Not many buckets here so far. Just 2 points here, courtesy of Fati, who takes a 3-point shot. Finds the corner of the net, does not go in. A lot of field goals being attempted, not a lot being made here as we are just 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Defense being the name of the game here as Rutgers takes control of it, passes it around the horn. Francis Buckley in the paint. Can't find the 2-pointer. Fati controls now from Stockton. Arlene with a swipe attempt, can't find it, but she does on the second try. And I'll take it back here up for Newark in the corner. 3-point attempt. Oh, and it just rims out. But Ilderis finds it. Loop-de-loop, can't go in. Oh, man, a golden opportunity for the Scarlet Raiders, and it doesn't quite go. Couple of subs entering for both teams here. And what a wild turn of events right now, as both teams are just going shot for shot with not much success. So looking for someone here to break the ice and wondering who it might be. Stockton's, oh! And that's going to draw some attention here, as that's going to be an offensive foul on Stockton's number 42, Daniel Jeffries, which brings her to her second foul of the game. And now Arlene Medina, the Scarlet Raiders lead scorer, controls. Pass is just a little too far for Nicole Tamario, as she can haul it in, and it'll turn over possession. Nicole Tamario making another start today with about 6 boards. She's got 15 fouls in the season, 18 turnovers, 19 points as well on the season. Hailing from North Branford, Connecticut. Stockton with possession now inside the paint is met by tough defense here. Being trapped, but the ball finds Katie Roush on the three-point line. Couldn't connect. Fast break here for Newark, as there's going to be a foul called, I believe, on Emin Fati, and I am correct. Fouling number 3, Arlene Medina. Ball's going to be tossed in from the right side of the mid-court line. See if we can get our live stats up here. There we go. Some live stats working here. Abdus Salam controls, but it is taken away by Fati, who makes a nice move and is looking down court for a pass attempt, looking for a passing lane, but can't find one, and is now directing traffic. He's being met by strong defense, throws it up, and is taken away by the Rutgers defense. I believe that was number 13, Aaliyah Sanchez, and it was. Aaliyah Sanchez making her presence known in the paint, taking it right away from Emin Fati. Bloomfield High School native. Aaliyah Sanchez made a great play. Another three-point opportunity for Stockton. Doesn't go. Rebound, controlled. Back up for 2. Again won't go, as Abdus Salam takes it away for the Raiders, and Arlene Medina will point it up. Spin move, jumper, fadeaway. Again won't go. Tamario controls in the corner. Dishes back out to Quanasia Felder. Felder over to Medina. Medina's jumper 3 cannot connect. Fati in the paint. A nice pass, and a foul will be called. Good pass by Fati as she gives it right on over to Chichi Wachuka in the paint, who draws the foul. Stockton at 3 team fouls now. As subbing into the game for Stockton will be Brianna Robinson, the Cape May native, grad student, Middle Township High School, and got great numbers here for the Ospreys. 32 points, 5 assists on the year, as well as 25 boards, and an NJAC all-academic team as well. So another strong player for the Ospreys as Chichi Wachuka is taking her second foul shot. Just broke the ice from the 2-0 deficit, as the Ospreys now lead 3-0 here with about 1:50 left to go here in this first quarter, as Nicole Tamario calling for a play as well as gets a pick, and is going to be called for a travel as she passes over to Quanasia Felder. It'll be the second travel call today on Rutgers Newark, and I've seen that a lot from them so far. So I believe if they do want to get some sort of offense going, gonna have to watch their travels here. But they are playing some stellar defense so far, only holding Stockton to a whopping 3 points in this first quarter. Lauren Wynett takes it and centers it back to Fati, who finds an open lane. Quick two-point attempt is good for Emin Fati, who breaks the ice with the field goal attempts here for the second of the game. Tamario now with the ball here for Rutgers. Finds Zoe Francis Buckley near the midcourt line. Back to Tamario. Tamario with a three-point shot is good! What a shot by Nicole Tamario as she near evens this game just by 2 points. It's now only down 2 with just under a minute left to go here in the first quarter. Stockton has it at their end. As Emin takes a shot and is good. Three-point attempt for Emin Fati. Up with 5 points now as the ball trickles out of bounds, courtesy of Zoe Francis Buckley. And both the Ospreys and the Scarlet Raiders go back-to-back here with three-point attempts. With about 29 seconds left to go, it's Stockton 8 and the Scarlet Raiders 3. So I guess we're seeing some point attempts here now, so making some field goals. Both teams getting their three-point averages up. And maybe now things turn around here in terms of scoring, at least hopefully so. As Fati finds herself in front of the Raiders bench, swings it around the horn and is now controlled here as a double dribble is called and no basket counts, which will turn over possession. Brianna Robinson was the culprit. And about 5 seconds here as Tamario finds Quanasia Felder in the corner. But it's going to be turnover possession for another travel. Devin Jefferson calling for a play as Katie Hausch goes for three at the buzzer. And can't find it as she evaded her way through two defenders, Quanasia Felder and Nicole Tamario, and made a nice play. Again, after the first quarter, Stockton the Ospreys lead by a score of 8-3 here live at the Golden Dome Athletics Center. First quarter stats brought to you by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, empowering our members to get better together. Leading the Ospreys, Emin Fati, 2 for 4 on her field goals, as well as Katie Roush, 1 for 5. Those are the only two Stockton Ospreys with points, as Emin Fati has a total of 2 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and 1 personal foul. And as well for the Stockton Ospreys, Katie Roush, 1 for 5 on her field goals. And she has about 1 steal and 2 points as well. Just trailing under Emin Fati, who's got 5 points on the half. For the Scarlet Raiders, not much points being scored in the first half. As they are led, if I can find the stats here, I don't believe we're getting the stats. There we go, sorry. Some technical difficulties here, but Abdus Salam leading with 7 minutes here. Thank you. And the stats here right now. And leading the point total here is Nicole Tamario with the only points with her three-pointer late in the first half. Sorry about that, folks. A little bit of a statistical error. As we're going to begin the second quarter momentarily here. If you're just joining us, Rutgers is trailing the Stockton Ospreys by a score of 3-8. We are live here from the Golden Dome Athletic Complex here in Newark, New Jersey. And Newark will start with the ball. And head coach Stacey Townsend having some words exchanged with the referee here about a foul change And apparently she was not aware about it. So again, a fierce competitor, as many people may know. Extremely competitive, especially against one of her former college teammates, head coach Devin Jefferson of the Stockton Ospreys, who also likes to play a very, very stern game here. Second quarter underway here in Newark, New Jersey, as Zoe Francis Buckley forced the Scarlet Raiders. Attempts to find Ilderis, gets the ball out of trouble and is recovered by Tamario. Tamario plays patty cake with Zoe Francis Buckley. And shot clock violation will ring out. Shot clock violation hits and turns over possession. Again, Emin Fati here takes control of it, looking for Brianna Robinson, and Francis Buckley with a good interception as she denies Brianna Robinson of a potential scoring opportunity. So a lot of defense going on here, some strong defense from both sides, which is a good sign, and is the early teller of the tale between these two NJAC rivals. The Ospreys control it now, passing it around the horn, trying to generate an open chance as Robinson will drive, finds her teammate, and that's going to be a foul called on number 2, Nicole Tamario, who brings her foul total to 16 on the year. Not going to be any shots as it was not a shooting foul. And it will be a Stockton possession. Ball's thrown into Fati. Fati finds Brooklyn Graham, who as well finds Fati. And Stockton receives another foul on number 21, Chichi Wachoka. Arlene Medina will carry it up now as it's taken away by Fati. And it won't go in as she's defended by Arlene Medina. Ball's tipped by Quanasia Felder, but ultimately given back to Fati as Katie Roush from the corner. Swish for 3. Katie Roush with her second three-pointer of the game, and a nice one on a great takeaway by Emin Fati. As Rutgers will take a timeout here with 8:36 to go and a score of 11-3. Stockton favors. We will take a timeout.
If we told you that this may hold the key to improving gut health for millions of people around the world, or that we're studying how art can boost our mental and physical well-being, that this represents a profound reimagining of how we're educating the next generation of care providers, or that he was able to get him healthy and back on the mic thanks to our innovative care delivery. These are just a few of the ways Rutgers Health is breathing new life into academic health.
And we want to welcome you back here to the Athletic Dome, or Golden Dome Athletic Center, excuse me, in Newark, New Jersey. If you're just joining us, don't forget to stay after the women's game, as the men's basketball team will also take on Stockton Ospreys live at 6 o'clock here in the Golden Dome Athletic Complex. We return to action here with Arlene Medina not being able to formulate a pass here to her teammate. And it's going to bounce off of a Stockton player and result in a same team possession. Tamario controls at center. Roush finds Abdus Salam and catches her in the face, who seems to be grabbing at her eye. Nonetheless, Tamario gets a step and drive, but is blocked away by Brianna Robinson in the paint. Brooklyn Graham carries it now for Stockton, who gives it to Brianna Graham. Brianna Graham, the Paulsboro, New Jersey native. 6 for 14 in free throws this season with a total of 25 turnovers and 28 points. As the ball is transcended to Rutgers Newark. Medina in the paint. Finds Abdus Salam. Draws the foul and should be receiving 2 shots. Chichi Wachaka receiving the foul for Stockton, brings her foul total up to 2 in this game. And Abdus Salam will be taking 2 shots from the line. Abdus Salam, the 5'6" junior, from a far way away in a town called Newark, New Jersey. So pretty far for commute for her, I'd say. 16 for 64 in the field goals range. From the free throw line, she is, I believe, I'm not too sure, 12 for 26, but now is 12 for 27 from the free throw line, as now the Ospreys will take it over. About 7.5 minutes left to go here in this first half. Stockton leads 11-4. Quick jump shot does not find its way home, and ball trickles out of bounds. And it's going to result in Stockton ball, pending the out of bounds. Head coach Stacey Townsend pleading her case, as well as the assistant coach of the Scarlet Raiders. Robinson will throw it in, finds Roush in the backcourt, who also finds Graham in the corner. Met by Ilderis, Quanasia Felder, and Nicole Tamario. So it will be a jump ball. Jump ball called results in a possession Ospreys. So the referee's just checking here to make sure that the jump ball was a correct call. And now Brianna Robinson finds Ariana Alexander. The ball stays up on the basket and just falls short of its home. And another jump ball is called, resulting in possession Scarlet Raiders. So still decent defense here by the Scarlet Raiders, pending the score. And still a tight game in this New Jersey Athletic Conference matchup. Arleni with a deep pass on the left side of the court to Tamario, who Tamario finds Quanasia Felder, who also finds Frances Buckley. Or excuse me, that's not Frances Buckley. That's going to be Renee Houston Allen, who turns it over to Brooklyn Graham of the Stockton Ospreys. Robinson controls. Repeats it back to Graham. Graham finds Chichi Wachoka. And a travel on Chichi Wachoka called. Turning it right over to the Raiders once more. And a timeout is being called by Stockton. As we will take a minute, step aside here, as Stockton leads by a score of 11-4.
Take a look at this. Now, what does this cheese doodle-looking thing have to do with curing diseases? A whole lot, really, because scientists at Rutgers Health are conducting groundbreaking research on how these microbiomes may contribute to inflammation in our bodies. Understanding these organisms may help us cure several inflammatory intestinal disorders, gesundheit, and even some allergies. It's just one of the ways Rutgers Health is using academic health to breathe new life into research.
Welcome back here to the first half, second quarter of the New Jersey Athletic Conference matchup between Rutgers Scarlet Raiders and the Stockton Ospreys, as quick break here for the Ospreys is taken away by Tracy Ilderis in the paint. Gives it to Frances Buckley, finds herself in the paint. Quick jumper for 2, and it goes. Frances Buckley again using that speed and elusiveness to her advantage for a quick 2 points here for the Scarlet Raiders. Brooklyn, I believe that is Ayana Alexander, the freshman, making her presence known in the paint. Draws a foul here and will result in 2 shots. And Alexander coming into this game with 107 minutes and 9 for 28 total field goals. Is currently 8 for 13 from the free throw line with a total of 38 boards, 13 personal fouls. and 26 points on the year. So for a freshman, doing extremely well here in NJAC play, and is now 9 for 14. Stockton leads by a score of 12-6 with just 6 minutes left to go in this first half. And it'll stay that way pending the last free throw. Frances Buckley setting up her team. Lenny Medina finds Abdus Salam, who gives it right back to herself. And Tamario calls for it, is met by Brianna Robinson. Tamario finds Frances Buckley, makes a good move. Sideways put up, does not go. Ilderis regains possession, but turns it over to Brianna Robinson, who's got company with her. Stops to make a quick change. Finds Emin Fati, who Fati finds Ayon Alexander for the 2, and it'll go. Some perfect ball movement here and textbook here by the Ospreys as they generate a quick 2 points in this second half, or first half. Arlene Medina carries it now, trips up a little bit, but still holds possession. Frances Buckley over, the quick 12-footer for Tamario connects. Tamario with a nice jumper. As the ball is given back out to Emin Fatu, who makes a nice behind-the-back move. Brianna Robinson has these fakes, jumper in the paint, can't go. Ayon Alexander couldn't save it out of bounds, and it'll turn over to Rutgers Newark. So some good play here by both Rutgers and Stockton, as we've seen some nice handles on Zoe Frances Buckley and a good, really good jumper by Nicole Tamario, met by Emin Fati, who's again is a very dynamic player as they come. It's Frances Buckley, quick pass over to Tamario, takes a shot. 3-point attempt is too deep. Katie Roush receives a pass, 1-2 step drive, just off the mark as it is put back up by Katie Roush herself as well. And we're going to have I heard the word warning, but I couldn't get much more than that on Scarlet Raiders. So I'm not too sure if it was a flop warning. I could not make it out. But some sort of warning has been issued to the Scarlet Raiders. Doesn't seem to be too apparent, though. Frances Buckley will take it up towards the right side of the court. It's met by Emin Fati and Brooklyn Graham of Stockton. Plays give and go with Abdus Salam as they go back and forth. Abdus Salam with the quick jumper just off the board. They'll be giving it back to Emin Fati, the dynamic point guard for the Ospreys. One-arm drive, couldn't find a way home. This ball is turned back over to Rutgers. So about 4 minutes to go left in this first half. Stockton leads by a score of 16-8. In a very defensively strong game for both teams. Pass is off the mark and caught by head coach Devin Jefferson. Kind of reminding her probably of her days back at Seton Hall, where her teammate, the head coach for the Scarlet Raiders, Stacey Townsend, had a lot of connections as well. Both coaches having some good careers. As Katie Roush takes a 3-point attempt and drains it from the top of the key. Continuing to show her excellence here in her 3-point shooting skills. And she makes a nice takeaway from Arlene Medina. Fast break is met by Zoe Frances Buckley, who gets a piece of it to deny the 2 points. Medina once more turns it over. Brooklyn Graham goes up for it. Just off the mark for 2. And so right then and there, defense making a really strong appearance here for Stockton, continuing that confidence as they had 2 fast breaks off of 2 passes intercepted by Medina, as Roush's 3-pointer won't go. Brooklyn Graham takes a 3 of her own, swirls in and out, couldn't connect. Ilderis made by strong defense here by Katie Roush. And we'll give to Zoe Frances Buckley to make some magic happen. Buckley driving in and out, slipping, sliding, and a toilet bowls in 4-2. So some good handles by Francis Buckley as Medina takes it back. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Medina. Some good points being exchanged here by both Stockton as well as Rutgers. As we can see again, the turnover issue for Rutgers becoming more apparent, as that is one of their biggest downfalls, is the turnovers per game. And in fact, 27.6 turnovers per game for Rutgers, leading the New Jersey Athletic Conference in turnovers. So again, becoming a consistent issue for them here in this game as well. Lauren Wynant, bounce passes to Iona, the freshman, Iona Alexander. Brooklyn Graham inside the paint. Throws it up for two, and it'll go. So again, some good moves here by the freshman at Winslow Township High School. Again, making her presence known. About a minute 45 left to go in this first half of the NJAC rivalry matchup between the Stockton Ospreys and Rutgers Scarlet Raiders. As Francis Buckley will look towards Renee Houston-Allen, who looks back as well. Francis Buckley and her 16-footer won't make it. This ball is now taken by Emin Fati. Fati finds Wynant. Wynant goes down deep. And that shot won't go. Francis Buckley takes it back up once more. Drives the paint. Quick jump. Shot. Not good. And there's a scramble on the ground for it, and a jump ball is called. Possession will go to the Ospreys as Tamario made an effort to retrieve that ball. Malia Sanchez returns in the game for the Scarlet Raiders. And Katie Roush as well returns for the Ospreys. So Katie Roush making some significant three-point shots here, taking a lot as well for the Ospreys, and sinking a lot of them as well. The Rowan transfer doing good with 17 boards and came into this game with 62 points on the year, so she's going to increase her point total as well. Some good ball movement here by the Ospreys as again they find Katie Roush on the corner left open and will drive for two off the board and down for two. About 40 seconds left here as Stockton has a 23-10 lead, and Rutgers will control it. And another turnover here for the Scarlet Raiders as they find the freshman. Alexander is knocked down, no call. The ball will be turned over to Rutgers, falling out of bounds. About 27 seconds left to go as Tamario and Houston-Allen will patty cake it back and forth. Looking to keep something up, maybe get something going here late in this first half. Tamario controls, back to Houston-Allen once more. Houston-Allen couldn't find Sanchez. It falls right off her fingertips and turns over to Emin Fati. The freshman down into the paint. Turnover to Sanchez, and that's the buzzer for the first half. So after one half of play, the Stockton Ospreys lead the Rutgers University Newark Scarlet Raiders by a score of 23-10, and rightfully so as the turnover trouble continues for the Scarlet Raiders. And we're going to do a little halftime presentation courtesy of Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. Leading the way for the Scarlet Raiders in the points department, Nicole Tamario with 5 points of her own, Zoe Francis Buckley with 4, and Abdul Salam making one free throw, totaling her for 1 point tonight. Leading the minutes is going to be both Ilderis and Medina with 15 apiece, and Abdul Salam trailing right behind with 14. For Stockton, on the other hand, a very successful game so far. Emin Fati finds her points at 5, with Katie Roush leading the reins for the Stockton Ospreys with 10 points of her own. And Brooklyn Graham and Daniel Jeffries with 2 points apiece, as well as Iona Alexander with 3 points in this half. So after one half of play, it is a score of 23-10, courtesy of Stockton on top. And we will see you after this half as we step aside for halftime.
Welcome to Rutgers University Newark, home of the Scarlet Raiders. Our first stop is the Paul Robeson Campus Center. The Paul Robeson Campus Center is the heart of student life through its many student organizations and boards, venues for performances and conferences. Bradley Hall is the home of 2 academic departments: arts, media and culture, and urban education. Smith Hall is one of the technology and learning spaces on campus and features state-of-the-art equipment. It's also home to the mathematics department. Here we have Boyden Hall, home of the Biology Learning Center. The center offers students a place to independently work on lab assignments while still having faculty within easy reach. The Life Sciences Building is a 67,000-foot building that features state-of-the-art equipment. As the flagship business school at a top national public research university, Rutgers Business School is strategically positioned to excel and expand by synchronizing its future plans with worldwide business trends in urbanization, globalization, and digitization. This is Engelhard Hall, home of the Office of Graduate and Undergraduate Admissions, the Honors College, as well as a computer lab. The Center for Law and Justice building is the oldest law school in the state of New Jersey. The School of Law is considered to be among the best law schools for public interest and currently sits in the top 10 for law schools in the U.S. Blumenthal Hall is home of financial aid, health and pharmacy services, the Newark Counseling Center, and parking services. The Golden Dome Athletic Center is home base for 12 Division III sports. The basketball arena seats 1,100 fans with the fitness center located in the basement. The newly state-of-the-art turf Frederick Douglass Field is home to the men's and women's soccer programs, as well as the softball team. We are the ones that will change the world. At Rutgers Newark, you're not just in Newark, you're of Newark.
21. Set.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the second half of the New Jersey Athletic Conference women's basketball matchup between the visiting Stockton Ospreys and your Rutgers Scarlet Raiders. Broadcast is brought to you by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. We empower our members to get better together. Going off a little first half recap for the Stockton Ospreys in the points department, it was led none other by Katie Roush, who was the three-point demon, as I like to call her, in the first half. She had 10 points, 3 off of threes alone, and a foul shot as well. Chichi Wachuka with a 1 point, Emin Fati with 5 points of her own, and Iona Alexander, the freshman of Winslow Township, with 3 points in her as well, and Brooklyn Graham and Danielle Jeffries with 2 points of their own. Board total as well is going to go towards in favor of Emin Fati, who has 3, as well as Lauren Winan with 3 as well. And also making a strong impression, Brooklyn Graham with 4 boards as well in the first half. And field goal percentages, or field goal makings, are going to be led by Katie Roush, 4 for 11, Emin Fati 2 for 7. And both 1 for 4 is Brooklyn Graham and Danielle Jeffries. On the other hand, for your Rutgers Scarlet Raiders, in the points department, we're going to be looking at Abdus Salam, who's got a point. Nicole Samario with 2 3-pointers, as well as a foul shot, going to give her a total of 5 points. And Zoe Francis Buckley with 4 points, as we are just about way to kick this off in the second half between these two NJAC rivals. Medina will control it on the top of the court and will be met by some strong defense from the Ospreys, who finds Abdus Salam back to Medina and will work it back down towards the right-hand corner, and he'll find Ilderis and back to Medina. Medina with it now. Quick jumper at the top of the key, off the top of the rim. Couldn't connect. Ilderis regains the rebound. Fake by Tamario. Jumper won't go. Takeaway by Abdus Salam, where everybody else on her team thought that it was a turnover. She makes a second-hand effort to gain it back. Quick jumper on her own. Just short of the 2. So some good play here by the Scarlet Raiders as they're coming out with a passion and a purpose here. A little bit more alive, or more sense of it, at least here in this early second half. Fati will carry. And it's going to be a foul on Lauren Winan of the Ospreys. Couldn't make out exactly what it was for, but she did receive a foul. And the Star Rutgers point guard, Arlene Medina, will take it up and try to set something up down here, as they are down 23-10 at the start of this second half. Double dribble called on Nana Nduku, the 5'7" freshman of Brooklyn, New York, who has a total of 46 points and 5 assists this year. And Katie Roush, the 3-point demon today, will take it up here as she finds Fati, and will give it to the freshman Iona Alexander. Alexander back into the paint for Winan. Winan denied by the bottom of the basket. Jump ball was called. This ball was contested between Winan and another Rutgers player. Be a throw in for Robinson here as she finds Alexander. Shot clock at 5. And they're going to call Robinson out of bounds, turning it over to the Scarlet Raiders. So a lot of travels and out-of-bounds call, or not out-of-bounds calls, a lot of travels and double dribbles being called in this game today. So not too sure if they address it in the locker room as Alexander makes a strong play to defend a potential pass to Ilderis down at the corner. As Danielle Jeffries will return into the game here for the Ospreys. And Tamario will control it at center court. Tamario with 2 3-pointers of her own, totaling 5 points in the first half. And some strong handles here by Abdus Salam, who defends off Katie Roush. Medina spin jumper off the corner, won't go as the shot clock rings just after she left the shot. So good timing by Medina. Roush receives, is met by strong defense. Thinks about shooting, but finds Robinson in the corner for 3. Too much mustard on that and couldn't find it. Roush with a follow-up attempt is met by Ilderis. And the ball swings back out to Roush from the corner, but will air it away as Iona tries to keep that ball in, but fails as she hits into one of the Rutgers cheerleaders. Coming back into the game is Brooklyn Graham for Katie Roush. So Tamario gives to Arleni. And back to Tamario, who will fight again. Medina, and will carry it back up. Abdus Salam will be called for no basket as she tumbles to the ground, being met by 3 Osprey defenders. And Emin Fati almost had a takeaway at a fast break and a free 2 points to herself on the Medina Tamario pass, setting up that shot by Abdus Salam. The basket will not count, but it will just count for a foul. So Ilderis reaches over Jeffries, finds Medina, who gets it in for 2. Brooklyn Graham will carry it back up now as Robinson thinks about shooting. Hezes drives, finds Jeffries. And also again, Hezes has the ball knocked away as the freshman Alexander takes it, gives it to Robinson, but cannot find the deep 3. Abdus Salam with a break of speed of her own. 1-2 up. And it's going to be a foul on Abdus Salam. Both Salam and head coach Stacey Towson not fond of the call, being an offensive call. Results in their first foul of the night. And a change of possession here in favor of Stockton. Brooklyn Graham finds Brianna Robinson, who is interrupted by a Stockton timeout for 30 seconds. So a 30-second timeout call here by Stockton as they lead 23-12 with about 6:19 left to go here, and we will step aside and be back in 30 seconds. And we are back here in the second half, in the third quarter of this women's basketball NJAC matchup. As Stockton will control the ball here. Alexander gets it in the paint. Will dish it back out to the top of the key to find Brooklyn Graham. Moseys around and finds Robinson. Robinson finds Fati, and Fati finds the ball into Brooklyn Graham. From downtown, it goes for 3. Stockton increases their lead by 3 for 26 total. And Brooklyn Graham makes her first three of the game. Medina with a little jelly layup, but won't find the basket as there is a foul called on 24 of Danielle Jeffries. And marking her third foul of the night. And giving, I believe that is Nana Nduku, 2 shots on the line. Nduku 5 for 14 on free throws this season. It increases to 6 of 15. He's got himself now 47 points and 5 assists on the season. Coming out of Brooklyn, New York, coming into this game with 171 minutes total played. And goes a perfect 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Cutting the lead of Stockton. As Aona Alexander calls some plays, directing traffic, and will find Brooklyn Graham to carry it up here for the Ospreys. Medina on defense. Right in front of her is Quanasia Felder, who is in charge of Brooklyn. It is swiped away by Abdusalam, streaking down the right side. As Frances Buckley finds Medina in the corner with her 12-footer won't go. Ball is still controlled here by Salam, and it is taken away by Robinson of the Ospreys. Emin Fatih trailing right behind Brooklyn Graham. It's the 2 point guards getting some good takeaways, and Brianna Robinson takes away the potential out of bounds call, but gives it up to Arlene Medina, who's got a fast break all by herself, up for 2 and will go. Wonderful steal and deal by Arlene Medina, as the Rutgers defense seems to be alive and thriving. Frances Buckley with a takeaway of her own. Has helping up to Salam. Goes up. Can't find the mark. Follow-up chance by Salam. Won't go. Ball is forwarded by Elderis. Drops the ball and turns it over to the Ospreys as she could not quite handle it and drops the ball out of bounds. So 2 quick turnovers by the Ospreys. So yeah, 2 quick turnaways by the Ospreys. And Rutgers seeming to have some incredible defense so far, as Frances Buckley looks to take away from Fati, but she denies. She's going to drive the paint. Hook pass over to Iona Alexander, who drives but gives it up again. Elderis couldn't find Quanasia Felder, and results still in an Osprey possession. Fati looks at the shot clock, decides to calm it down, settle it, and regroup. Katie Roush holds it, being pressured by Tamario, who fights Chichi Wachuka. Jeffries corners to Fati. Fati inside the paint, receives the ball back. Quick jumper, not enough on the shot. And Frances Buckley with a football pass to Quanasia Felder, who's got speed, goes up and sinks it for 2. Quanasia Felder takes the football pass from Frances Buckley in the back left corner, uses that speed and elusiveness, and makes a wonderful layup for 2. Darius blocking Ione Alexander, who's struggling to hold on to the ball, gives it to Fati, and it'll be taken again by Arlene Medina. Cross step. Fati looking for an out of bounds call, but won't get it. Tamario receives the pass and dishes it back to Medina. Medina looking for an option here. Crossover. Give and go to Tamario. Tamario outside for Frances Buckley, who receives it back again. Quick shot from downtown, won't go. Felder gets it back again. Her shot drained, and as it will go. Timeout taken by the Ospreys, and rightfully so, as Rutgers is heating up here late in the third quarter with some quick field goal action. And a couple quick points and great turnovers here in favor of the Scarlet Raiders, as we will step aside as a timeout is taken by the Ospreys.
What if I told you that this represents a profound reimagining of how we're educating the next generation of care providers? Rutgers Health created a first-of-its-kind dual doctorate program that combines a pharmacy degree with a medical degree. It's this sort of expertise that's giving Rutgers graduates a leg up on providing the best care possible.
Thank you, doctor.
It's just one of the ways Rutgers Health is using academic health to breathe new life into education.
And welcome back here late in the third quarter of this NJAC women's basketball matchup. If you're just joining us, we are in the middle of a phenomenal game here. Rutgers is waking up defensively and offensively too, putting some serious pressure on the Ospreys as they are in control of possession here, courtesy of Lauren Wynant. Quanasia Felder in her grill won't make a difference as Fati receives a paint, and Frances Buckley with a defensively stellar play knocks away a potential layup. And again, this Rutgers defense is here to play. It's her third stellar defensive play, Frances Buckley, as she's made two previous phenomenal steals to result in points. And she makes a great pass to Ilderis, wide open in the paint, and Rutgers cuts the lead from 12 to just 4. As Felder takes a quick hit, Ilderis couldn't grab the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball. As I was saying before, Rutgers cutting the lead with some exquisite offense and defense to just 4 points here for Stockton, with about 1:56 left to go in this third quarter. What a turn of events here for the Scarlet Raiders. Or dare I speak too soon, as Medina will turn it over. Courtesy of number 20, it's going to be Jamiliana Horace. But we'll still have possession. It's Mariota Quanasia. Quanasia to Frances Buckley. Guarded by two Ospreys. Felder, top of the key, quick shot. Can't connect. And Wynant will find Fati. Fati finds Horace. Shot off the mark. And is retrieved on a board by Frances Buckley. Crossing left and right. Buckley is going to be called for a travel. She couldn't control the ball and haul it in. Skylar Fox re-enters the game. The 6'1" junior out of Violet, New Jersey. Using her extreme height and skill to total up to 43 boards on the season. As both Frances Buckley and Quanasia Felder will trap deep Emin Fati and result in a jump ball courtesy of Rutgers. Frances Buckley is down quickly. Seems to be shaken up on the play, but is getting up and walking on her own power, grabbing at her wrist. Might have gotten caught. And right in front of me to my left is head coach Devin Jefferson of the Ospreys, pleading her case for a potential foul call that was not called. Now unsure of the foul as well as jump ball call. Referee stating that it's just a jump ball call and no foul. Last minute of play here in the third quarter as Rutgers has possession. And a quick shot by Felder. Not enough muster on the shot. And Lauren Wynant will find Fati. Fati with a deep pass to Katie Roush. Roush's shot was too short. And will still remain Osprey possession on the ball out of bounds. So tensions quickly raising here late in this third quarter, as Stockton only leads by 4 short points. And Rutgers putting the pressure both offensively and defensively on Stockton. Katie Roush called out of bounds here. Foot misplaced. And it'll result in a late turnover here for the Scarlet Raiders. Tamario counts up. Seeks out Frances Buckley, who also seeks out Arlene Medina. Medina to Felder. Felder back to Medina. Medina controls at the top of the key. Finds Felder with a quick shot from the top of the key and won't go. Buckley couldn't control there. It's a nice play by Fati. Katie Roush with a three. And you guessed it, it's down for three. Katie Roush, her fourth three-pointer of the game, as she continues to make an extremely strong presence. Buckley fires at the buzzer, and that will do it for the third quarter. Stockton leads 29-22 here live from the Brick City of the, excuse me guys, the referees are having a word here with head coach Devin Jefferson, as she seems to be pleading her case for something. Anyways, 29-22, Stockton leads the Rutgers Scarlet Raiders here at the end of three quarters. One more quarter to play, and it is going to be a good one, so don't miss out. And the third quarter stats for Newark. Gonna refresh here on the stats to get our live stats. There we go. We got 3 players recording 4 points. Arlene Medina, Zoe Frances Bugley, and Quadasia Felder, who hit a 3 later in this quarter. Tamario still leading the scoring and points component with 5. Field goals, both 2 players with 2 for 6, Quadasia Felder and Nicole Tamario. Tracy Ilderis with 1 for 4. And Tracy Ilderis having 12 rebounds in this game so far in 3 quarters. 12 rebounds. Following her is Arlene Medina with 6. And Zoe Frances Buckley with 4. For Stockton, leading the points is Katie Roush with 13 points. Trailing right behind her is Emden Fati, as well as Aona Alexander with 5 points apiece. Rebound total is going to be Lauren Wynett leading the charge with 6, Aona Alexander with 5, and Emden Fati with 3. Fourth quarter action is right upon us, and here we go. The last quarter of a very tight and close game between these two NJAC rivals. Katie Roush finds herself passing to Emden Fati. Skylar Fox finds Lauren Wynett, who is going to be fouled on the attempted drive. Arlene Medina in foul trouble currently with her 4th foul of the game. So don't be surprised if we do see her take a few minutes out of this game. And it'll be 2 shots for Wynett. Wynett switches the first one. Wynett from the free throw line is 21 for 37. Well, now 22 for 38 on the year. Total, very successful shooter as she can't make the second one. Medina with a quick break off the free throw board. Tamario fakes but won't get any buyers. Is fouled and will get the and one. So Tamario with a nice shake and bake. Seem to get caught in the face and will throw the ball up and get an and one for a shot. And Tamario from the line. Swishes it, no problem. Brings her total to 10 for 29 on the year. As Horace can't control, and it'll be a turnover to Rutgers. Frances Buckley will take it down. Nice and slow, will find Tamario to her left, finds Frances Buckley. Quadasia Felder at the center. Is bumped in the back by Emden Fati, and it's going to be a jump ball. And there is some controversy here by the jump ball call. Not knowing whose possession it might be, but it's definitely going to be Rutgers. Tamari with a quick pass to Quan Asia. Wide open shot, couldn't find the basket. Emily Fati finds Wynant, looks at the basket, decides to go back to pass. From the top of the key goes to Folks. Folks to Fati. Fati going cross, shake and bake. Gives to Wynant. Wynant's going to drive, going to go up for two, and finds it off the back of the board for two. Very nifty shot by Lauren Wynant, using that tall, lengthy frame to her advantage. Abdus Salam was down at the left side of the court. Draws a foul against Stockton on Amin Fati. That's her third personal foul. She's getting into foul trouble late here in this fourth quarter. Mario chucks into Francis Buckley, who was well placed. Patty cake back with Mario. So now the Scarlet Raider looking to shake and bake inside. Gets in, downs it for two. Some good handles here by Francis Buckley as she bobs and weaves two defenders to find her way in for two. Fati controls, finds Folks. Folks has it ripped away by Aaliyah Sanchez, and Quanasia Felder will be the sole taker of this possession. Finds up the Salam and will control again under Francis Buckley. Raiders playing patty cake, pass it back. Now finds Aaliyah Sanchez in the paint. Her shot won't go, and it's controlled by Katie Roush. Roush gives to Fati. Fati serves ace her option. Roush will take a three of her own again. This one not on the mark, though. Leona Alexander in the corner to Horace. Horace way too much on that one. It won't go. Ball trickles out of bounds, and it'll be a Rutgers ball. It's about 7.5 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter. Stockton leads 32 to 27. And a backcourt violation is called here on Rutgers. And there will be a timeout called by Rutgers. A 30-second timeout with about 7 minutes, 19 seconds left to go here as Rutgers trails 27 to 32, but are not out of it yet. We're going to step aside for a short break. Don't go anywhere. And we are back coming to you live here from the Golden Dome Athletic Center. It's in Newark, New Jersey. New Jersey Athletic Conference matchup. Stockton, Rutgers, Newark, 32 to 27. Stockton leads late in this fourth quarter. As Stockton remains control, Jeffries will have it and find Horace, who makes a quick move. Jumper won't go. Fati tries to get it back up, and I believe calls a foul on Abdus Salam. Will result in two shots. So Emden Fati finds herself at the line once more. Fati from the line, 14 for 19 on her shots. A total of 31 fouls personally, and it's going to be 34 total on this season, counting this game. And our second shot will find a way. It's now 33-27 Stockton. Francis Buckley met by two Stockton defenders, tries to thread the needle but won't go. It's just taken away by Lauren Wynant. Wynant gives it to Fati, none other. Is accompanied by Abdus Salam, finds it left in the basket, and Fati makes a great effort. for a great layup on the left side of the hoop. Salam receives a pass, transfers it down to Ilderis. Salam to Buckley. Buckley to Tamario. Tamario to Medina. Medina crosses right, looking to get inside. Finds Tamario on the right wing. And Ilderis attempts to catch a pass and will receive a foul. Or excuse me, is fouled by Stockton's Chichi Wakacha. Only our second foul, Wakacha, of the game, so not in any serious trouble yet. Buckley will control the left side, using that speed, gets under the basket. Can't find a way, but Ilderis shovels the pass to Tamario, who finds Medina on the corner and will sink it. Not for three, but a great shot by Medina. As now cuts the Stockton lead to just 5 points. Bounce pass to Iona Alexander. Foul is called, basket counts, and that'll go down for the freshman, Iona Alexander. Great bounce pass by Lauren Wyatt to Iona Alexander to get under Ilderis. To get under Alexander and get it in for the and one. So right now, head coach Stacey Towson, along with some other fans, not happy for the foul call on Ilderis. That results in Iona Alexander's 2 shots. Score is now 38-29 in favor of Stockton, with just 6 minutes left to go here in this game. As Abdus Salam has it taken away here by Jeffries. Fati gets to Alexander. Alexander's shot couldn't find it. Wynant gets the board. Will turn around, has an open opportunity, but will elect to pass to Fati. Fati is being met by Abdus Salam. Draws a pick and foul. Draws it on Wakacha for a moving screen violation. Smart play by Abdus Salam to change possession here. So Skylar Folks comes back into the game for the Ospreys, matching with Ilderis. 2 tall, athletic females. As Medina's pass for Francis Buckley did not have the right communication. And it'll be Osprey ball. Fati being met by Abdus Salam here at the top of the key. She stops Turner's motion and finds Iona Alexander. Jeffries pushes up for 2, but could not find the hoop. And it'll be called for an offensive foul. Fati fakes the defensive steal, and it is intercepted by Ariana Alexander. Up for 2, and it'll go. So great defensive work by Alexander here as Buckley makes her miss. Up for 2, but couldn't find it. Great shake and bake here to get inside into the paint on Alexander, but Buckley could not finish. Some fast-paced action here. Stacey Townsend laying into Ilderis here for positional reasons. Nonetheless, it'll go on as Wynant finds Roush. Roush finds Alexander, who also finds Jeffries in the corner for 3. Not enough. There's going to be a timeout on Stockton as Wynant went face first into the hoop, hoping she's okay. A full timeout called by Jeffries here for the Ospreys. With 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go, Stockton up by 40. Or Stockton up 40-29. We're going to step aside for a minute.
European Wax Center on Halsey Street in Newark. Come on in.
And we are back here late in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go. And folks, don't forget, don't miss out. At 6 p.m. sharp, the men's basketball team will be taking on the visiting Stockton Ospreys as well in New Jersey Athletic Conference here. Again, at 6 p.m. sharp. Don't forget to tune in and get the live broadcast on Raider Vision, brought to you by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. Back here at the Golden Dome Athletic Center. I'm not sure why I keep messing that up, but nonetheless, we are back here in Newark, New Jersey, live on Raider Vision as the Ospreys control here and Fati goes down, seeming to be shaken up. And it'll be a foul called on Rutgers Newark. I'm not too sure which player had interfered, but it will result in giving her 2 shots. Seems to be okay as she's walking on her own power. Abdus Salam and Katie Roush will be back at the Rutgers basket. Wind it near the top of the key. Fati dishes 2 perfect free throws as Stockton increases their lead to 42-29. Francis Buckley threads the deal for Abdus Salam, who gets under the basket, and a lay-in for 2. Abdus Salam with some sneaky speed right there. She gets a quick basket for 2. Francis Buckley right on Lauren Winan, right in her grill. And some great defense by Felden to deny her of her quick shot. Roush finds a quick jumper here as a jump ball will be called between her and Elderis. Katie Roush receives her 3rd foul. And now the Stockton Ospreys are now over the limit on fouls and will result in bonus. So Elderis will be called for, Elderis will receive 2 shots for the foul called on Katie Roush. I could not tell what it was from. Seemed to be from the reaction of disapproval from Roush. And Elderis will take her shots as needed. Elderis 27 for 39, well now 27 for 40 from the free throw line on the season. And one of the point leaders here for the Scarlet Raiders, totaling now 95 points on the season. Winan makes a fake. Dishes to Brooklyn Graham, I believe. Or excuse me, that would be Joy Lacato. Joy Lacato, the 5'1" sophomore from Pennsauken, New Jersey. And another foul called on the Scarlet Raiders. I believe it was on Tracy Elderis. Or excuse me, on that foul was called on Abdus Salam, and that was her 5th foul. It was her 5th foul, and now it makes her ineligible to return towards the game. So taking her place would be Nicole Tamario. So Danielle Jeffries will take her free throws, will not make the first one. And the line is 1 for 5, or 1 for 5 on the season. And rebound is fought away from Elderis. And a foul called on Lauren Wynant for the rebound. I'm not too sure why that was called on Lauren Wynant. It's her first foul of the game, but not too sure what the exact foul was and why it was called. But nonetheless, we're going to continue on here. A little stoppage of play currently to figure out what's going on. I believe it's an official's timeout. We're gonna have an officials timeout here. So, if you're just joining us, you guys have missed a very significantly defensive heavy as well as offensive heavy game, going back and forth with momentum. And we'll give you a little bird's eye view here of what's going on. So you guys are getting a little bird's eye view and a little Paul Recchia sighting here as well. A little Paul Recchia action here. Rutgers University Newark student athlete for the baseball team. Wishing him best of luck this season as they look as their quest for another NJAC championship. And we're giving you a bird's eye view again of what is going on here in the officials booth. Not too sure what exactly they're looking for, as they won't specify, but nonetheless, they are going over the replay footage from our camera up at the top of the Golden Dome. If word does spread around, we will let you know, but as of right now, I can't make out what they are looking for. All I know is that it is an official's timeout, and they are looking for a certain call. Seeming to be some technological issues here with the replay iPad. And the determination is that the video review is inconclusive because there is some technological issues. Nonetheless, the call on the floor stands, and we're still trying to figure out what the call on the floor is. So, just been informed that they were looking for an intentional foul, an intended intentional foul, and it turns out that the call, the video footage was inconclusive, resulting in the call on the floor of no call being a stand. Nonetheless, 3.5 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter between both Stockton and Rutgers. Stockton on top by a score of 42-31. As Tracy Ilderis will take 2 shots. And she will sink her first. And cuts the Stockton lead to just 10. Swishes her second one, and it is now a 9-point lead for Stockton. So Wynant will throw in here. Directing traffic. Over finds Lakato. Lakato has a ball tipped by Francis Buckley, but Fati recovers and will break it back out to the top of the key and give back to Lakato to get some magic started. Wynant calling a play, finds Roush, who is guarded by Medina. Roush going left, goes right. Shot clock at 3. And Fati's last second attempt won't go up, and it is blocked by Quanasia Felder. It's just about 3 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter. Rutgers only trailing by a score of 9 as Medina crosses midcourt. Passes Lakato, a little one-arm shovel pass. Not sure if it was a pass or a shot, but nonetheless, it did not make it to the basket. The ball trickles out of bounds. So Medina will throw it in as well. As now Chichi Wachuka, or Wakacha, excuse me, will sub back in for Joy Lacato. Wakacha, the 5'11 junior out of Galloway, New Jersey. And Tamaria looks, goes left, courtesy of a pick from Ilderis. Buckley breaks left, one arm put up, couldn't connect. So Fati will take it right across midcourt now. Has Wynant open on her left, will utilize it via bounce pass. Quanasia Felder is met with Wynant. Chi-Chi, Lakucha, finds Wynant in the corner, fakes a pick. Wynant will go up, but just off the mark as the ball bounces back out to Roush. Arlene Medina tried to outsmart her here going behind her, but couldn't do so. Shot clock at 8 as Fati regains possession, drives the paint. Last second put up, won't go. Roush with a deep three, not in time. Not sure why the clock reset it on an air ball, but it did. Ilderis puts the ball back up, can't find the basket. And Fati takes it, is met by Zoe Francis Buckley here at the top of the key. She will walk it down towards the right. Pushes her way through, finds Wynant wide open on the left wing. Bounce pass into the paint by Alexander. Wakucha from downtown it goes. Wakucha with a nice pass received from Wynant as she is knocked down. An offensive foul on Zoe Francis Buckley will be called. Wakucha with a wide open three-point from downtown increases the lead with just about a minute left to go here in this fourth quarter of the NJAC matchup between Stockton and Rutgers. Or excuse me, Zoe Francis Buckley will be shooting 2 points as Wynant is called for a foul. I apologize for that mix-up, folks, as it was a little unclear of what is going on. And Francis Buckley will not make her first shot. On the year, she's 32 for 91 in field free throws. But she will make her second one as Rutgers trails by 11. Last minute of play here in this fourth quarter here at Stockton up 45-34 as Wynant will go up and sink the basket. Foul called on Rutgers as Wynant will get 2 shots, or excuse me, 1 shot awarded as she had sank it. Foul is called on Ilderis, her partner in crime in the paint. And Wynant will have 1 shot. As now they are both in bonus. Or possibly not, as there was a little bit of confusion on the court. Medina with a crossover step back 3, won't go. Wachuka will take it for Lacato. Alexander to Roush. Roush is met by strong defense from Zoe Francis Buckley. And a travel is going to be called on number 23, Katie Roush. And the ball will be transferred back here to Zoe Francis Buckley for Rutgers. Buckley breaks left, hands off to Medina. Medina gives to Felder. Felder's shot won't go. Lacato controls, met by 3. Scarlet Raiders, folks. Sorry about that. I'm being told 3 different things over here. My apologies. Quanasia Felder made a nice defensive play, but knocked it out of bounds and will still keep possession for Stockton. Double dribble called here on Lacato. And now it is a Newark ball. So that was called on Joy Lacato, the double dribble out of Camden Catholic High School. Total of 16 boards and 17 points on the year. Ball's possessed here by Roush. And now by Wachoka, who will just hold the ball. And that is it, folks. The Stockton Ospreys have defeated the Rutgers University Newark Scarlet Raiders for their third consecutive New Jersey Athletic Conference victory. And for the Raiders, they do not pick up their first victory in the NJAC and are still searching for their first win. Some strong defensive play by both teams early on. And of course, early on, not much scoring, but for Stockton, who had turned it up in the last couple quarters, they unanimously were the victors for today. So, post-game show brought to you by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. Going over our stats here, starting with the Scarlet Raiders on Newark. In the points department, leading the way was Nicole Tamaria with a total of 8 points. Trailing right behind her was Zoe Francis Buckley with 7. And at 6 points was Arlene Medina. In terms of field goal percentage, highest percentage was Nicole Tamaria with a 42.9. Right behind her is Arlene Medina with 23.1. And the rebounds, Tracy Ilderis with a career high of 16 rebounds tonight. And right behind her was Abdus Salam with 5. In terms for the Stockton Ospreys, field goal percentage leading was Brooklyn Graham with 40% even. Right behind her was Iona Alexander with a 40 as well. And Daniela Jeffries with 33.3 field goal percentage. And in the points department as well, leading the way was Kyla Roush with 13 points of her own, Iona Alexander with 8, and Ermit Fati with 10. And that's going to do it, folks, for the stats and the game here between Stockton and Rutgers University Newark. Don't forget, don't go anywhere, as at 6 p.m. sharp in about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit later, we are going to be live here from the Golden Dome Athletic Center in Newark, New Jersey, bringing you men's basketball action, New Jersey Athletic Conference between the visiting Stockton Ospreys and your Rutgers University Scarlet Raiders. Other than that, it has been a pleasure. I will be here the next game. My name is Joe Scamardella, alongside me, myself, and I. Checking out for now. As always, go Raiders, and go Raider Vision.